Hi, I'm Elise and welcome to Which Way, where even Christmas means witches. And it starts in the 13 days leading up to Christmas. Icelandic folklore tells of the ogress Grýla, whose stories are traced back to the 13th century, where this creature was described as having a haggard appearance and many tails. She would leave her mountain home with a bag or several to snatch up naughty children with, to take back to her cave and cook up into a stew. Later, she became associated with Christmas and sometimes referred to as the Christmas witch or winter witch. But she wouldn't be the only one to look out for on these cold nights. On the 13 days leading up to Christmas, her children, the Yule lads, of which there were 13, would come to town one by one, causing mischief. Apparently, if you left your shoe on the windowsill, depending on your behaviour throughout the year, the Yule lads would leave a small gift inside of it, or a rotten potato. Grýla's cat would also be on the prowl. Like its master, the Yule cat liked to chow down on children, but only if they weren't dressed in their best before Christmas Eve. Speaking of Christmas Eve, one witch apparently meets her demise on this night. Black Annis, another witch with a taste for human flesh, but this time from English folklore. Blue of skin with sharp iron claws, Black Annis was said to live in a cave beneath a giant oak tree, which she decorated with the skins of her victims. One tale tells that on Christmas Eve, Black Annis forgot about the Christmas bells and was stalking the woods for her next meal, which she very nearly found in 3 children who were out for firewood. Fleeing the witch, they made it back home just in time for the Christmas bells to start ringing, and Black Annis, being out of her cave, heard the bells and dropped down dead. Shakespeare agrees with this sentiment. When referring to Christmas in his play Hamlet, he states, "The nights are wholesome, then no planets strike, no fairy takes, nor witch hath power to charm, so hallowed and so gracious is the time." Though others still associate this time with witches. An Italian superstition is that those born on midnight on Christmas Eve are destined to become strega, or witches. The fairy tale Christmas Eve by Nikolai Gogol also associates this night with witches, as on Christmas Eve, devils and witches are free to roam and steal the very moon and stars from the sky. Norway also seems to hold this sentiment, as it was a tradition on Christmas Eve to hide broomsticks so the witches who roamed this night would not have anything to ride on to carry out their mischief. But Norway also has a much darker past with witches and what they got up to during this time. In 1621, a mass witch trial took place in Vardo. Marie Jorgensdatter was interrogated and, under torture, confessed that Satan had come to her on Christmas Eve in 1620, and with her neighbour Kirsty Sorensdottir, they had transformed into animals and flown to a witch's Christmas party, where they met with other witches who also arrived in the shape of animals and danced and drank the night away. Marie also confessed that the witches were responsible for the storm of Christmas Eve a few years prior in 1617, which wrecked many boats and many drowned. The witches apparently achieved this by tying a fishing rope 3 times and spitting on it before untying it, which then unleashed the storm. Several witch trials actually occurred in Vardo, and in 1662, accused witches again confessed that they had travelled to a Christmas party with the devil in a similar fashion for Christmas of 1661. An accused witch also confessed that during the Christmas of 1662, they broke out of their incarceration by transforming into the shape of cats. They then met up with other accused witches, where they travelled a distance to break into a basement and get drunk on the wine that was stored there, of course, in the company of the devil. The 12 days after Christmas also hold with the folklore of witches. In Austria and Bavaria, it was said that Perchta would enter homes in the 12 days after Christmas to ensure children were well behaved. If they were, they would receive a small silver coin. If not, she would slit open their bellies. If you tried to catch a glimpse of Perchta, which I don't know why you would, she sounds terrifying, she would blind you. If you were better behaved the following year, however, she would come back to restore your vision. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. Italian folklore is here to save the day. The Christmas witch Befana also travels these nights with her broom, and on the night before the 12th day of Christmas, also known as Epiphany Eve, she would enter homes through the chimney, leave small gifts for children, or coal if you were bad, that sounds familiar, and would even clean your house before leaving, sweeping away the problems of the past year. What is your favourite witchy Christmas legend? Let me know in the comments below. If you are after something witchy to watch this Christmas, check out my Witchmas video where some of these folklore witches do make an appearance. Please remember to complete your Witch Way ritual in liking this video, subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, and sharing this video around to anyone who you think might want to add some witchy flair to whichever holiday they celebrate this time of year. Feel free to leave some witchy suggestions in the comments below for my upcoming witch lore reviews, and as always, thank you very much for watching here on Witch Way.